Hey everyone, Spirited Drop from the back of a taxi, and I wanted to talk with you today about authenticity as a frequency that we can feel. So, I'm currently recording the new episodes for season 8 of the Modern Crone, and the theme for the season is called Resurrection. So, I'm loving it. So, I'm talking with people that have been through a very disruptive event in their life, whether it be accident or betrayal. We've got natural disasters in there. We've got really serious diagnoses, health diagnoses. We've got the loss of children. So these are really raw, very human stories, and they're sharing that experience and how their life was disrupted, and then what they did to re-emerge, to resurrect. So they're sharing their stories of personal resurrection, and I know the listeners of the podcast are going to love it. But there's a lot of high emotion, obviously, when we're recording these in the studio, because people are relaying some, in some cases, very horrendous events in their life, and you can feel that lived experience as they recount the stories. And I have to say, they're also very grateful for the opportunity to share, and then we move into the wisdom bit. What have they learned, and how's their life changed, and how do they operate differently in their life having had this experience. And it is so massively powerful, and my production manager and I were talking about it after our last recording yesterday, like what makes it so powerful. And we've came to the conclusion that there is just such absolute authenticity with these people and the wisdom that they're sharing, and because the wisdom is gained through walking through fire. It is fully embodied, and the authenticity is like 100%, but it's also palpable. And so it got me thinking about authenticity as a frequency, which I really believe it is. I think when we are saying anything or behaving in a way which is either not truthful or out of alignment, we can certainly feel it, and I think people around us can feel it too. And yet when we're in full alignment and we're speaking our truth, and it comes from a wisdom that we know to be true because we've lived it, we've experienced it, it has a very different frequency, and it has a frequency that can teach and that can change and can transform. And this is the experience that my production manager and I are having as we're talking with these incredible people. And it's also got me thinking about, the throat chakra for Shudi, because we're doing this chakra journey in the spirited living community, which is just beautiful. And they haven't got the throat chakra module yet. That's coming up. But Vishuddhi in Sanskrit means purity, and it's not so much purity as in sort of puritanical purity. It's more purity in regards to alignment with your truth and expression of your truth. And when the throat chakra is at its most powerful and most expansive is when we are expressing our authentic truth. So some sort of cosmic pondering, I guess, this week, as I'm sharing in the stories of just amazing, ordinary people who've managed to claw themselves out of pits of despair and grief and, potential suicidal ideation, all sorts of stuff they've dealt with. And they've come back stronger and very wise, and speaking with such authenticity that it's really moved us in the studio. So keep a lookout for that. Subscribe to the Modern Crone podcast to get notifications of the first episode dropping. And if the stars align and the podcast gods are favourable, the first episode should be hitting the airways on the 14th of December. Okay, everyone, hope that's got you thinking. Bye.